This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. National Security Minister Wayne Munroe commenting on that incident that took place over at the Princess Margaret Hospital on the weekend, where a male patient being treated for injuries was attacked by a second male patient who was accompanied by an uninjured male in the trauma area of the PMH Emergency Department. Minister Munroe says he met with the Trade Union Congress, where the Bahamas Nurses Union president was present.
The issue of security is a matter for the Public Hospitals Authority. We have a static defense force guard at the Princess Margaret Hospital where that event took place. And so that should tell you, even if you have a static guard, that's not a guarantee that people won't act unlawfully. In terms of manpower to put static guards at every clinic, that is something that is not anticipated at the moment. The Public Hospital Authority has the responsibility for ensuring security at its facility.
As it stands, PMH's standard guard is placed for when gunshot victims are rushed into the hospital in the event that their assailant is following them. According to the Public Hospitals Authority, the attacker was restrained by emergency department staff, RBDF officers deployed to the emergency department, and hospital security officers, and 2 knives were confiscated. No other patients or hospital staff were physically injured as a result of the incident. Police subsequently arrested the attacker. The authority adds that persons seeking care, services, or visiting public hospital institutions are reminded that weapons are not permitted on hospital grounds, and abusive or violent behavior will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law. The Bahamas continues its journey to a better and more green environment as the Ministry of Health announces a climate change and health collaborative project that has a focal point of a climate-resilient health system. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Swan gives a brief overview of what this initiative aims to do.
The project calls for 2 main actions. The first action is to explore what is meant by and how the Bahamas will incorporate the idea of climate-smart health through the creation of policies and systems that promote climate-resilient health care. The second action is to enhance the effectiveness and alignment of surveillance systems that provide information on matters that impact the public's health. This includes the strengthening of communication mechanisms across governmental, private, and civil society agencies, and building human capacity, as well as improving on technical and physical infrastructures to collectively and efficiently mitigate and respond to climate change effects. For a national health and environmental surveillance system to improve, there needs to be an assessment of existing systems against the ideal to identify gaps.
Following the devastation of Hurricane Dorian on 2 major family islands in 2019, the worst climate-related incident in country to date, Dr. Swan says that subsequent assessment of healthcare facilities identified deficits in the following areas: climate change and health policy, climate change technical expertise, health work costs, community and civil society engagement, climate-resilient health infrastructure, and data collection, information, and technology. This partnership has been created to strengthen these aforementioned gaps. Senior Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Calais Philippe, also spoke to other goals.
Our other partner, the Pan American Health Organization, is working with us because PAHO has a climate change and health program which aims to prepare health systems through early warning, better planning, and the implementation of prevention and adaptation. And we're working with PAHO to develop the first Health National Adaptation Plan. This will allow us to reduce the emissions of gases that cause climate change within the health sector and other sectors. And here are some key facts. Climate change is not only a problem for future generations, it's already happening. Higher mean temperatures are recorded each year, and more people are being affected by disasters, climate-sensitive diseases, and other health conditions. Climate change also exacerbates some existing health threats. And
there are also talks of changing the medical curriculum to prepare doctors and physicians for climate change in the health sector. The project is in collaboration with the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, as well as 2 regional partners, the Pan American Health Organization and the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center in Belize. Criminal investigators are investigating several shooting incidents resulting in a busy start to the week for the Royal Bahamas Police Force. A police-involved shooting unfolded shortly before 1 a.m. on Tuesday, reports indicating that it was around that time that officers were on routine patrols in the area of Mermaid Boulevard, Golden Gates, when they observed a silver Mercedes Jeep that aroused their suspicion. As a result, the driver was beckoned to stop, however he did not and sped off. A chase ensued, which later ended on Cox Way. But as the officers approached the vehicle from behind and instructed the driver to exit the vehicle, he instead reversed towards them. Being aware of the threat against their lives, the officers discharged their service weapon in the direction of the vehicle. It came to a stop. An inspection of the vehicle revealed a juvenile male who was suffering from gunshot wounds to the buttocks. He was transported to the hospital via emergency medical services and is listed in stable condition. Investigation into this matter continues. Now, hours prior to this incident, shortly before 7 p.m. on Monday, police were alerted by the shot spotter technology to gunshots on Ross Corner. Officers responded, and on their arrival at the scene, they were informed that a male was standing in front of his residence when he was approached by a male who exited a small Japanese vehicle armed with a firearm. The suspect then discharged the weapon at the victim, injuring him about his upper body. The victim was transported to the hospital in a private vehicle where his condition is listed as stable. Investigation into this matter continues. Since its inception in 2014, the Bahamas Bowl college football game has attracted hundreds of visitors and fans from the United States, but the organizers have struggled to attract local fans despite many college and NFL football fans in the Bahamas. This year's Bahamas Bowl game will be between Toledo University, representing the MAC Conference, and the University of Middle Tennessee from Conference USA. To attract more local fans to the game that begins at 12 noon this Friday, entry will be free. The government is encouraging Bahamians to fill the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on Friday. Evan Wisdom, high school sports coordinator in the Ministry of Education, tells us who is eligible for free tickets to the Bahamas Bowl game.
You can start.
This year, the Bahamas Bowl, in conjunction with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, are giving out complimentary tickets to citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for this year's 2021 version of the Bahamas Bowl. These tickets will be disseminated from the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth, Sports of Culture, Youth, Sports and Culture Building. We're asking for the general public to please patronize this event, and they can pick up their free tickets once again from the Ministry of Education. All Bahamian citizens are eligible for these tickets, these complimentary tickets for this Friday's bowl game. In particular, schools, churches, civic organizations, banks, trust companies, insurance companies, and government departments.
Yes, the event is free, but you will still need a ticket to enter the stadium. Mr. Wisdom explains where and when you can pick up your free ticket to attend the Bahamas Bowl game.
You can pick up your Bahamas Bowl complimentary tickets at the Ministry of Education's foyer between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. And you also, the times that they will be available will be from 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock. So you can pick up the tickets Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. And the times that the ticket agents will be at the Ministry of Education in the Ministry of Education's foyer is from 10 o'clock to 4 p.m.
With more fans in the stadium, it creates an exciting atmosphere and it helps with the perception during the ESPN television broadcast, especially as the National Sports Authority steps up efforts to promote the Bahamas Sports in Paradise marketing policy. Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Tyler Simonet, and from all of us here at Jcn News, have a wonderful evening, everyone.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.